This is Getting On With Life, Biblical Wisdom for Successful Christian Living. And this lesson is Unlocking Deeper Issues. We recognize that people's actions come from unseen processes in their heart and mind. We call such things hidden agendas, prejudices, fears, beliefs, and so on. Many people do not realize those inner motivations or where they came from, so it is unlikely they will ever be able to come free. Last week I chatted with someone who revealed their journey of discovery to address a deep sense of abandonment. They didn't know they had such a problem, but through prayer and seeking God for freedom, they recognized they nursed such feelings. This came primarily from the death of their mother, but was compounded by belief that God had abandoned them by allowing their mother to die. I was impressed that this person would press in to find such an insight. It is not common for people to even be prepared to dig. Yet there is wonderful release when we are no longer controlled by hidden things or deeper issues in our life. You probably know people who are burdened by anger, an overbearing sense of responsibility, fears of failure, the need to prove their worth, to compensate for their past failures, and so on. The enemy, an accuser, loves to drive us into slavery through these issues. At the same time, our greed and pride can drive us to live for purposes we don't even like to admit to ourselves, such as lust, greed, vengeance, etc. God, in His great love for us, wants us to be free. Jesus died to bring us freedom from sin, shame, addictions, fears, defeat, and many other burdens. The prophet Isaiah foretold Jesus releasing people from captivity. In Isaiah 61:1 he says, "The Spirit of the Lord God is on me, for the Lord anointed me to preach good news to the poor. He sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and release from darkness to the prisoners." Jesus declared that if He, the Son of God, set people free, they would have true and complete freedom. In John 8:36 he said, "If the Son, Christ, makes you free, you will be truly free." So these deeper issues are not things to be afraid of, nor to revere as enslaving our lives, but are things to be set free from through Christ. I don't advocate going on a great search for hidden things, but I recognize they exist, and we need to learn to see them. King David prayed that God would search him and find anything in him that is offensive to God. In Psalm 139, verses 23 and 24, he said, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." If God prompts you about things you have not recognized in your life, don't be quick to dismiss it. You may not recognize your faults when they are first exposed, since they will seem normal to you, and you may not realize what is prompting them. However, don't become fearful and intimidated by your faults. No one is righteous and perfect. We all need God's grace and are all damaged by past wrong choices and giving in at times to the world, selfishness, sin, and deception. Don't struggle to protect your reputation. Press in for full freedom. If you have loved ones or those you care about who are trapped by unseen, deeper issues, then pray for God to open their eyes. One way that happens is when people get a glimpse of God, as with Job, Isaiah, and Peter. Seeing God makes our own faults and unworthiness clearly obvious. So pray for these ones you care about, and for yourself, to have encounters with God, seeing God for who He is. That will expose in them their hidden things. Sadly, there are many who will protect their weakness and faults. They would rather hide in the bushes, like Adam and Eve, than come before God and be transformed. Maybe it's shame or pride or fear. However it works, it keeps them from freedom and joy. Consider the sinner who went into the temple. A Pharisee was there, happy with his achievements and seeming spiritual prowess. The sinner stood back and cried out to God to have mercy on him, admitting he was a sinner. Luke 18:13 records, "And the publican, standing afar off, would not lift up so much as his eyes to heaven, but beat his chest, saying, God, have mercy on me, a sinner." He unlocked his heart and exposed the hidden and deeper issues of his life to God. Jesus said that the man went away justified, while the self-righteous Pharisee was not. Can you admit your faults to God? Can you admit that you aren't as good as you like to appear? Can you tell God those areas where you are ashamed of yourself? Can you admit to God things you don't want others to know? I urge you to do exactly that, for as you do that and seek God for His mercy, you are unlocking deeper issues. God bless you.